MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace on a Tuesday morning. Kind of cool outside, has that crisp.
It's chilly this morning.
But if you think it's chilly now, just wait till this weekend comes.
Oh, I know. I'll be sitting out in it at the ball games.
38, 39 as we head into the weekend, and nice weather. Now, what's going to bring this is a chance of rain, and we'll show you all that in just a moment.
Right.
Also, some tragic news out of Jackson, Mississippi. We'll talk more about this in a little bit, but last night, someone ran a red light in Jackson, killed a mother, a child, and 2 other children are in the hospital now, clinging to life, and it did involve a drunk driver. It was a lady that ran a red light and hit them.
So sad.
And that disturbs you.
Oh, yeah.
No matter how or what you are, I just breaks your heart.
It does. I mean, it's awful. You never know when you get out on the road who's behind the wheel of the other car, And,
that's right.
And what shape they're in. So never a good idea to drink and drive. For sure.
Never. Don't y'all are doing that. All right. Today is a special day. And as we go to the phone lines this morning, Donna Jill Johnson joins us. How in the world are you today?
Good morning, Scotty Ray and Candace. I'm a morning person, so I'm in great shape.
Good morning.
So you've got a busy day ahead of you, and this is going to go on to what time tonight?
Polls are open from 7 to 7, but, Election Day, starting at 5:30 a.m., the poll workers had to be, they are available to open all the precincts by 6 a.m., so they had everything set up for the first vote at 7 a.m., and that's a long day, and a lot of these poll workers are over 50, so the day, it does not end at 7 o'clock, either. So it's a long day for them, and the money does not compensate them enough. Trust me.
I imagine not. And this will go on. Usually, what do we got? 2 to 3 hours afterwards for the election totals to come in.
Well, now that we've gone back to paper ballots, we do get the results in faster than we did with the old touchscreen. So hopefully, and of course, with it being just one thing on the ballot, but we're involving 4 counties, count Lauderdale, and I want to give you some astounding numbers that a lot of people don't realize. Lauderdale County alone, in this particular district, has over 16,000 eligible voters to vote today, and when you add Kemper, Winston, and Knoxville with their numbers, they're so low, they total about even with us. So Lauderdale County has a definite, plug in these numbers, and I'm gonna give them to you if y'all want to jot them down for future reference. Right now, Lauderdale County has 16,168, Kemper 7,289, Winston 6,197, and Knoxville with a mere 3,121. Now, out of the 9 candidates that are listed, you've got 1 candidate from Knoxville County, and that's this Rod Hickman. In Winston County, you have 1 candidate, and that's the first name on the ballot, W.J. Coleman. In Kemper, you have 4 people. This Stan Copeland, James Creer, Justin Curtis Creer, and Keith Jackson. In Lauderdale County, which we're hoping with this large 16,000, we have 3 candidates, and we have Dr. Young, Kim Houston, and Bradley Joseph Sutton. So we've got 3. So selfishly, we would love somebody from this area so they could be a solid, good pro cheerleader for Lauderdale County's area and East Mississippi, with Jeff Tate being senator in 33. And then we've got the other senator in Senator 31 that touches just into Collinsville, that's Senator Tyler McCollum. So you see how important this election is.
Right.
And not everybody's eligible to vote today. Of course, if you can find your voter registration card, look in the bottom left corner, and it shows what district you're in. And like I said, most everybody's in 33, but these 14 precincts that are open today are in 32. If you cannot find your card, then I want you to recall where you voted in the presidential election, not necessarily when you voted in this year's mayoral city council, because that 17% of city voters vote in 2 different locations. So when you voted presidential, we had a monumental, huge turnout. So hopefully you remember, and if it's one of these 14 precincts, it's the Meridian Little Theater, Lauderdale Fire Station, Velma Young Community Center, Raymond Davis Annex Building, Daleville Church, Gateway Church in Lauderdale, the Hamasa Temple in Marion, El Bethel Missionary Baptist Church, Magnolia Hall, which is where we had to move after the Frank Cochran caught on fire, right behind it.
Right.
MSU Meridian, Mount Olive Church, Old Mount Barton School, which is multi-county, Prince of Peace Christian on 7th Street, and the Council of Organizations. Those are solid 14 precincts, and everybody that voted there, presidential, is eligible today. This is not a split precinct, so these 14, because, split precinct is where you and I can vote in the same precinct and have different senators on it, but these are solid 32s. So if that'll help the voter, today.
And if anybody has any question about that, they can always go to our page.
Right.
It is posted on our page. Look back.
That is super. Just some other tidbits, Candace and Scotty Ray, just the regular questions that we get on every single election. They want to know why they're write-ins. Write-ins have always been on every ballot, no matter for 100 years, no matter what voting device you had, know what kind of ballot you had. Write-in by law has to be there in case, for instance, like a candidate dies. Now, we use the example, we had a judge in Jones County that died 2 weeks before the election. I mean, those are the reasons, because people think they're cute and funny and write Humpty Dumpty, Tarzan, Mickey Mouse, on it, and it's a wasted vote.
Right.
Just totally wasted, but they think it's, cute. We do not have early voting in Mississippi. Out of the 82 circuit clerks, probably 95% of them are not for early voting. We like the absentee voting where you've got a legal reason to vote. The mission that we're on, too, that I need y'all's help from this day forward to always help us. We have gone back to paper ballots with scannable ballots. That's what we had. Y'all are both young. Y'all might not remember. We used to have that device. And when Eric Clark got elected Secretary of State, he forced us into going to the touch screens. The touch screens caused long lines. That caused a lot of people over 65 to start coming to the courthouse and voting absentee. I can tell you during the presidential, they stood in line in this courthouse a lot longer had they not gone to their precinct where they could walk in and walk out. So my hat's off to Jeff Tate. When he was election commissioner, he saw the writing on the wall where these touch screens were going by the wayside. We couldn't get parts. You didn't have a paper trail. And with the paper ballots and scannables, you have a paper trail. So he was gung-ho, and my hat's off then to the Board of Supervisors now for recognizing Jeff's presentation in Lauderdale County, going back to the paper ballots and precinct scanners. If anybody does any research on a national level with elections, they will see that everybody is wanting this voting device. That's because it's so guaranteed. Nothing is better than voting at the precinct. With the paper ballots, if you make a mistake, the machine tells you made a mistake and you have an opportunity to correct it. If you vote absentee and you make a boo-boo, you've made a boo-boo. Yeah. So
Gotcha.
My ongoing theme from Lauderdale County and all of us with the elections is trying to get people back to the precinct level and not vote absentee if you're over 65. Those are things that I need y'all's help on a continuation from now on.
Yeah, we'll do that.
With y'all's help, too. This was supposed to be our off year. Because Mississippi is one of the few states that we have elections every single year. This was our off year where the city was supposed to have their city council and mayor race, but then we popped up, with this special. Next year, we'll be back to our federal cycle where we'll have Congress and all of our judges running. And then the next year, that's when we get back to the governor to constable, countywide, statewide. So you see what our rotation is. Those are the things that I'm mainly sharing with y'all. A lot of people, the calls we got yesterday and already this morning, are questioning whether or not they're in 32. So, again, in educating people about the voter registration card, if not, these 14 precincts that are highlighted, it's on websites, county website, it's on all the media websites, to see if you're one of those 14. Because what is sad, we like to talk positive about elections, but what is sad, in a runoff or in a special election, people tend not to show up, and it is so important, for you to go. My gosh,
it is
how important is the Senate, to help us over in this area, too.
And if anybody, definitely. like we were saying, if anybody has a question about where to go vote today, just go to Scotty Ray's Weather. It's on the page. Screenshot it and share it with your friends. Share it with anybody who might have a question if you think they might have a question. So
definitely. something else y'all might have noticed on that sample ballot is that in a special election, you can't declare party. Everybody, in essence, runs independent. So there are no party designations by these 9 candidates at all. We do anticipate a runoff when you've got 9 candidates covering 4 counties. We anticipate the top 2 vote getters will be in a runoff 3 weeks from now, which is, that on top of that Thanksgiving week of November 23rd.
You knew I was going to ask that, didn't you?
Yeah. No, well, ESP. ESP.
Yeah, that is coming. There's absolutely no way that those votes will be really close, I would imagine, between 2 of them, at least, anyway.
Yeah, it would be an absolute miracle for somebody to take this with 9 candidates,
Right.
But nothing's impossible.
Right. Are we forgetting anything that we need to pass along this morning on this, Donna Jill?
Well, I just appreciate y'all sharing all this education with your audience. A lot of voters said, well, I don't ever carry my voter registration card. It's not important. The poll worker never asked for it. Well, it helps the poll worker. And this is a great example. It would help educate you to know what Senate district you're in. If you look at the bottom of your voter registration card, it tells you what Senate, what House, what Justice Court, what Constable, what Supervisor. A lot of good information. And so we put a lot of emphasis on the voter registration cards. But no, we appreciate y'all sharing all this good positive news and educating the voter.
So when they come to vote, what do they need to bring? Just their voter registration card, or
if they've got their card, that'll help the poll worker. But definitely, your picture ID, which has to be government issued. And Mississippi, we've been doing this for several years, and Mississippi has not had a problem with voter ID because 99.9 have their driver's license or a state issued ID or passport, military. And if somebody shows up to vote and they forgot their driver's license, and they've got an option of going and getting it, or the poll worker will let them vote an affidavit ballot, and we have to hold that ballot out for 5 days. And that voter has a chance to come in and bring their driver's license or picture ID to us for their vote to count. And what is bad about that is that most people don't show back up because either the candidate won or the candidate lost, and they could give a flip, But we have to hold it out 5 days, legal days, and that delays the certification. I cannot compliment our Lauderdale County Election Commissioners enough. I'll put them up against the other 81 counties any day. They do an outstanding job, and my hat's off to these poor poll workers that are going to be put in an awesome long day today with their hard work.
That is it. And I have forgotten mine and had to turn around and go back home and get my driver's license. I've done that.
Right.
It's
we had a
easy.
judge.
Angie didn't give me any money, and so why'd I carry a wallet? Let's just be honest about it.
Well, we had a judge. He forgot his, and he told the poll workers, he said, y'all know me. I'm from this community. Y'all know me. And they said, yes, Judge, but.
Yeah.
Right. Got to go by the book.
But that's right.
Well, Donna Jill, we can't thank you enough for joining us this morning, and we hope it's a great turnout. We'll be in touch with you throughout the day with any information that needs to be shared.
Yes.
That's great. We appreciate y'all very much.
Have
a wonderful morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Donna Jill Johnson joining us there from the Lauderdale County Courthouse this morning with all the news and everything that's going on. Polls are open until 7 p.m. tonight. I hope you can get out and vote. And again, as Donna Jill pointed out, so many people don't show up on special elections.
Right. They don't. It's very important to vote. And, choose your candidate that you're voting for wisely, too, because they'll be making a lot of decisions for us in our state. So, look at what they're voting, what they're running on, their platform, what they stand for, because that will probably have a lot to do with how they vote. Obviously making these, making laws and doing different.
Well, it goes back to edumacating yourself. Is that a word? Can I use that? Edumacating.
Sure, Scotty Ray.
I like that word. But, seriously, look at what they've, if they're a new one, you have to listen to what their platform is. But if they are already been in office in some other capacity, look and see what they voted on. See if it aligns with the way you think.
Right.
And so many times, I guarantee you there's a lot of people watching right now going, oh, I didn't even know there was an election.
Right, there he is.
You've seen the signs as you go to Walmart or into town, a little sign here and there, but you don't pay attention.
Right, and like she said, not everybody votes today, but if your precinct is up on the screen on our, we have it on the page, Scotty Ray's Weather. Like I said, you can go to it and screenshot it, but we want to run through them one more time. Meridian Little Theater, Lauderdale Fire Station, Velma Young Community Center, Raymond Davis Annex Building, Delville United Methodist Church, Gateway Church in Lauderdale, Hamaza Temple Shrine in Marion, El Bethel Missionary Baptist Church, Magnolia Hall, MSU Meridian, Mount Olive Missionary Baptist Church, Old Mount Barton School, Prince of Peace Christian Fellowship, and Council of Organizations. So those places will vote today.
Right. And portions of Kemper County, also Winston County. There's a lot of people voting on this, and that's that little slew there. And I got to boy, you didn't mispronounce any of those words. Give Candace an A. So that's what's happening today. We'll give you election results as we get them tonight. We wish all of them luck. I hope your candidate wins. Whatever the case is, go vote, because it does matter. It does count.
It does matter, and as we know, in our country right now, voting is. It means everything right now in this upcoming elections and everything. So don't miss that opportunity to go out and have your voice heard and vote.
That's right. We got more coming up with Scotty Ray and Candace. Don't go anywhere.
No matter what hat you wear, if you're hurt on the job, you're gonna need me. I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. Under workers' comp law, you're entitled to certain benefits. But when you're released from the doctor, someone's got to be there to make sure you get a fair settlement. While you're healing, we'll be fighting for you. We've helped thousands of our injured clients get their medical bills paid and recover lost wages. And we're ready to help do the same for you today. One call, that's all.
Hello, my name is Stan Copeland. I'm asking for your consideration to be elected as State Senator for District 32. I'm a hard-working, God-fearing man with conservative values that wants to make District 32 a model district for Mississippi. I believe we need new standards in government. You can't spell standards without Stan. Stan Copeland for Senate, District 32, November 2nd. Let's multiply, not divide.
Paid political, paid for by Stan Copeland.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we begin our journey on a Tuesday, November the 2nd.
I know it. I just can't. October just kind of was like a streak that went by, wasn't it?
Yeah, boy, you had to go and say that. Now I got Ray Stevens hung in my head, and I'll be going around. They call him the streak.
He always had some cute songs.
I just over there by the oil, minding my own business. There she come. Boogie that boogie there. You can't help but love that.
What was the squirrel one?
A Mississippi squirrel.
Mississippi squirrel, yeah.
It got them all saved down there. And she started naming names.
He could always make you laugh. I mean,
he
all
could.
his songs.
And, he even had a more serious song, Misty, if y'all remember that. That was one of the ones that put him on the map. But I think everybody, hello, what you doing? I'm watching you. Do you remember that one?
It's Me Again, Margaret. Is that the
It's
one?
Me Again, Margaret, yeah. I'm going to bring a weed eater and I'm coming up. That was just hilarious.
Yes.
He had some duds along the way, but Ray Stevens, boy, you can't help but like the guy.
Yeah.
And if you're sitting there going, Ray Stevens, what?
He's funny. Look him
Google
up.
it.
Look him up. Look Jerry Clower up. That's just the classics.
Yeah.
Of course, Jerry Clower wasn't a singer, I don't think, but he was a comedian.
No, I remember as a kid, I think my first example of Jerry Clower was Mr. Doodah, and I don't know the story, but I mean, you remember that one?
I don't know. I don't know that
It was
I've
about
heard the Doodah story.
About the man who was tongue-tied like Mel Tillis, or had a speech impediment.
Okay.
And he couldn't talk very good, and he would stutter. That's what it was, a
Okay.
stutter. And he went fishing, and he drowned. And the old boy that went to tell her had the stuttering problem, and he couldn't get it out. And he goes, boy, he was just like Mel.
Mm-hmm.
He said he got on the door, and he goes, guess who drowned in the lake today? Doodah. That's how he told his wife.
So he could sing it.
Yeah,
but he
could say it.
Okay.
And I rolled.
Goodness.
And then the story.
I'll have to look that one up because I mean he is just hilarious. I mean if you are have never heard Jerry Clower, I don't care if you're Southern or where you're from, look it up because he'll give you a laugh.
South Mississippi's best that we ever had to offer to the world, world renowned, and of course the banana. And if you've never, do you remember the banana?
I don't know. We heard like. Little skit after skit after skit that he did when we were painting the house.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what we were painting and listening to Jerry Clower the whole time. So, I mean, I remember him staying in a hotel room, him and his friend, and just different things.
I get a kick out of that. Let's say a couple of good mornings here to everyone. Tiffany Spence, thank you for joining us. Let's see, down in Carmichael, Angela Dunnigan is up today.
Denise Burnside, Elmer Talbert, and Larry Smith. Good morning to all y'all. You're watching this morning. And we got Bill Reinhart watching as always. Good morning, Bill. Stephen Wanda McKinnon, and let's see, Wayne and Dolores Roberts. Good morning.
Oh, Debbie telling Miss Donna Jill good morning there. Hey there, girl.
Yeah.
Let's see, Miss Gail Gafford up. She's not down at the Putwood Yard. Oh, yeah, they don't have a Putwood Yard anymore in Portable. Oops, I'm sorry.
Let's see, Sarah Nace is watching. Shirley Sharp, good morning from Beatline. Miss Joyce Godwin, good morning to you.
Now, we'd love to hear from you as well if you hadn't told us where you're watching. Now, Peggy Simmons joining us from Cooksville. Glad to have you there.
Yeah, we have Angela White watching this morning also.
Now, seriously, that little comment that I just made, have y'all noticed that you hadn't been stuck behind a smoking, oil-burning pulpwood truck in about 20 years now? They're a thing of the past. What happened to the great American pulpwood hauler that went 15 miles an hour with no signals?
Yeah. And I always got stuck behind those when I was needing to be somewhere, in a matter of minutes.
He's just like that little greasy guy that used to come out and clean your windshield and pump your gas. He is gone.
Well, I will say, I did get behind one the other day. I did.
They were using it to haul something else?
And the trucks that I've always got behind, they look like they're about to fall apart.
That's what I'm talking about. No turn signals.
The wheels wobbling when it's...
Because you can't afford to replace the truck.
Yeah, but anyway.
But I'm going to tell you,
appreciate them. I mean,
that was probably some of the hardest work that ever happened in the state of Mississippi is pulpwood.
We had some trees cut one time, and we had a guy come pick the wood up. And I don't see how they do it. It is hard watching them do that. It's not like they have this huge equipment.
No, you got to be stout.
Right.
Me, couldn't do that.
They earn that money for sure.
I remember one time doing that, and I made $25 for picking up wood. I decided it was not the job for me, and I went to mowing grass.
But thank goodness for people who, if you do still do that.
Strong back. But I really don't know if they got anywhere to even sell it nowadays. I think that's
surely
just
they do. I mean, surely, but we need to go back to basics. I keep saying that all the time.
She says that she ain't never picked up no pulpwood either.
I picked up stuff. I ain't
picked up no pulpwood.
I've worked. I ain't never done that kind of work. I will say.
And the next thing that you really don't want no part of is this square-beled hay. You really don't want that in life because it will teach you respect like nothing else in this world.
You had to throw hay?
Yeah. We done that when we were 12, 13 with Mose Fleming. Boy, that pasture went on forever. Forever.
But those days of working when you're young like that, like hard work, did you not learn to appreciate, hard work?
Absolutely.
Doing hard work. It'll make you
after you do a day's work like that, you don't spend your money as quick on foolish stuff. Right. You really don't. Hey, good morning to Jan Bushman. I got to have a cup of coffee with her yesterday, and she had the hair like in perfect condition. Jan.
She always just looks.
She was smitten.
Dressed to a T, and her hair looks great and everything.
She had it going on, and I enjoyed it, Jan. Me and Jan go back so many years. I always enjoy spending time with her.
Yes, Jan's sweet.
Hard work made boys into what?
Men.
There you go.
I think our whole country lacks a lot of, basic things that everybody used to teach their kids. Look, we were working this morning. Has your kids ever told you what we would call like a white lie?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Like, did you brush your teeth? Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I brushed it. Yeah. You did? Yeah, I brushed them. I would consider, but it's still a lie. So we're working on not lying at all.
We're working on that.
Yeah, we're working on it because I just, like I told my son this morning, I know we got stories to get to, but, teach your children, not to even tell small lies because that turns into a bigger lie,
right?
Later on, But a lot of people don't.
Like if your wife comes in this morning and says, "This dress make my hiney look big," yeah, Candace, go ahead, tell the truth. I'm just looking out for everybody's safety.
I want to know the truth. I don't care.
Y'all heard that? I'll have to answer her.
I do. I want to know the truth. I don't care.
Let me give you a prime. Oh no! Let's back up here. I know Debbie's
watching
because I want to point this out.
Unless I cook something. it took me a long time. No, I still always want to know.
Debbie years ago done that, hey, be honest with me thing. And she goes, because she was really into working out. She goes, if I ever get to that point to where I look a little too muscular, say something. Mm-hmm. I said, Debbie, that's looking a little over there. And she's mad at me for 6 months.
Look, I might not like you after you tell me the truth for just a little while, but I'll get over it. Just, I want to know the truth. Seriously. I mean, you might not be my favorite person for a little bit. But,
yeah.
You know.
You get on the list.
Right. But no, seriously, though, on a serious note, I mean, don't we need to get back to telling our kids, teaching them morals?
But as an adult, honesty's not always the best answer, is it?
So did you lie as a child?
No, I'm joking about that of when you get backed into the corner of how does this taste? In the kitchen, and boy, if you don't.
Well, my husband will tell. I mean, like Kurt, he'll be like, I don't like it. Okay, but let me just say, last night I cooked this casserole and it was really good, and I thought this is really good, and we're gonna have this tomorrow night because I'm not gonna cook.
Right.
And then my memory is not like what it used to be, obviously, because I sat it on the table in the middle of the kitchen to let it cool.
Right.
So this morning when I got up to go make coffee, that's where it was at, in the middle of the table. I left it out all night. So now I have to throw it out. I'm so aggravated.
Let me just ask this. What do you think cost-wise in the ingredients you got? Not including your time, but isn't that $10, $15 at least?
It's probably, yeah. Because I had a rotisserie chicken in it. And I had like all this. I mean, it was good. It really was a good.
But nobody got to eat it.
No, we ate it last night.
Yeah, but the leftovers are like the thing that makes America.
We're not taking that chance. It had chicken in it, so we're not taking it.
You scrape it into your lunchbox and you take it off with you to work, and all gone now.
Nobody ever know the difference. No, if I leave something out like that, I have to throw it away because I would think that would be a health hazard. I don't know.
I was running around and I had to do the desperation thing for supper on my own last night. And I'm just going to have to man up and tell you what I had, because it's not what I wanted, but it was what all I could find that I could cook at the moment was a chicken pot pie.
Those are good, though.
Right, but it just really wasn't what I wanted.
Yeah.
But
you settled for it, though.
It filled me up late.
You didn't go hungry.
I didn't go hungry.
Yeah,
I had that chicken pot pie, but at least it wasn't spaghetti. That's all I got to say.
What?
Spaghetti is like, I don't know. It's not my favorite. I'll eat it.
Oh, I like spaghetti.
But it's
my daughter's favorite. But anyway, enough about our food situations.
Today, all eyes are on Virginia, the governor's race. And there has been so many things said about this. Now, you got Trump stumping for this old boy. And he's really put forth on this, and he's ahead. But a lot of this has to do with Trump and also what has gone on in the school system in Virginia.
Right.
The rape. And then they're thinking on the way school should be. It is just ridiculous.
It's my understanding that even Democrats who, have maybe changed and voted a different way. Not all, of course, but you don't mess with people's kids. You can poke the bear only so much, and when you start messing with people's children and trying to instill values in them that is not what their parents agree with, and then tell their parents that they have nothing to do with, they shouldn't have anything to do with their education or what they're taught at school.
That's right.
That's an absolute no,
And there's just so many more examples. If you were to just sit down today sometime and Google this about them, it is so much deeper than this little top layer that we're giving you right now.
Right.
And can this spread to other states? Absolutely. And it will just march right on down the list here to other states. Virginia at one time was the capital of the South. There's absolutely none of the values left in Virginia like the rest. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I think this McAuliffe guy, I think that he has been caught in a lot of, I hate to say lies, but it's what pretty much they are.
Right.
From the CRT thing, the critical race theory, he says that wasn't being taught in schools, and it blatantly is. There are proof. There's proof that it is.
And did you see what he said about the teachers in the state? Where does this come from?
Yeah.
He made a statement that there are too many white teachers. It doesn't matter the color of the teacher.
Well, there was
whatsoever.
Right. There was a group of, a panel of parents this morning that are from Virginia. There was all races up there. There were parents, there was some teachers up there. And one of the parents held up books that were being taught in the school. And it was, just totally against white people, and I think that is totally wrong.
Right.
I don't think that anybody should be criticized or anything for their race. And I'm talking about like children, especially when we've grown, our children have grown up and we teach them to love everybody.
Right.
And then you send them to school. And I'm not saying our schools here because I don't know of any.
No,
here.
this is other states.
Yeah, but if you're a parent in any state and you send your child to school, you expect them to be taught, not stuff like that.
Yeah, race is
not against other people or against a race.
What is
that should be so
shocking
neutral.
about all this is, we do our very best nationwide to
Right.
be in anything of not hating anyone for their color of skin, but then they go to school
Right.
and they're taught whatever nationality you are, that ain't right.
Well, all children should be taught that they have the opportunity to be anything they want to be, do anything they want to do, no matter what color their skin is. That should be across the whole, nation. It should, and everywhere, not just in our nation. It should be everywhere.
Another story that I don't quite grasp, and maybe I haven't read as deep into the story as I should have, but let's say that you're a transgender type person.
Mm-hmm.
Would you go to a Catholic hospital unless you were taken in an emergency situation? Would you go there? Because they probably have different beliefs than you do. And that's kind of normal here. Here's the headline this morning. Transgender patient can sue the Catholic hospital that refused to perform a hysterectomy when he transitioned from a female to a male. The Supreme Court has declined to take the medical center side. But seriously, why would you go there if you felt that way and you knew it was a Catholic? And there may be more to that story than I know.
Yeah.
But, wow. The headlines that we have to read now that years ago just would have been, well, we know the answer to that. Now has to go before the largest panel in the United States to decide. Everybody goes to court over everything these days.
Right, they do.
What happened to working it out on your own? I don't have the answer to that. I sure wish we could go back to some of that. It would definitely help us.
I don't know what I know what the Catholic belief would be, but I don't know, like, if it's a Catholic hospital, if they have certain, rules that they can go by, like if it's a private type thing. You know what I'm saying?
I see where you're going with that, but I would think that they wouldn't believe in abortion, but I haven't read their bylaws. I don't know the bylaws, but they refused to do the surgery based on a sex change, and he's suing now over that. So,
Well, I don't know if anybody can go in and go, oh, I want a hysterectomy. I don't know. Can you go unless you have a medical reason that you need it? I don't know. I don't know if that's anybody could even,
That's not like you're going to get a facelift.
Right. It's not.
That kind of, I don't know as much about surgeries as I need to.
Yeah. Well, me either. But anyway.
That's the headlines that is out there this morning. So just keep you informed on all that. We got more coming up about the election that's coming up. Let's see here. Good morning, Jimmy Robertson. Thank you for dropping by. Mooney Springs is where you're watching from. We do appreciate that. Thank you so much there. Yeah. Let's head down to the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Doors are open this morning. They've done that at 7:30. They've been there since 1932. They've got a lot to offer, and the Christmas open house is coming up.
It's exciting.
Yes, it is. They'll be kicking off this Friday from 7:30 until 5, and then again Saturday from 7:30 until 2. True and 2 sound a whole lot alike.
Yeah.
Trust
and it
me.
says, remember to get your custom order in soon.
Yeah. Drop in and see them this weekend at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply for all of that. And, of course, every hunter wants this kind of stuff for deer season, for Christmas. You can't miss out on it. You got rice bran if you want that. You can give somebody a ton of corn for Christmas. A little gift certificate.
You could just wrap it up.
Well, you give a gift certificate.
No,
It'd fill up the whole living room.
Yeah, I would just wrap it up. Put it in the tree.
One bag at a time.
Right.
Deer attractants, you've got deer cocaine and a whole lot more. Seed, if you hadn't got yours planted yet, and also 2 or 3 types of corn if you're looking for the triple grip there that's got the roasted soybeans, peanuts, all of that, regular corn, cameras. Boy, look at that. That's nice. From scales to getting yourself a tent, they've got it for you at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Drop in and visit with them. Work boots and a whole lot more from pet supplies, and the list just keeps on as you go through the center there. Check it all out. Corn, guns, ammo, a whole lot more. The Lauderdale County Farm Supply, exit 151 off the interstate.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
Hello, my name is Stan Copeland. I'm asking for your consideration to be elected as State Senator for District 32. I'm a hard-working, God-fearing man with conservative values that wants to make District 32 a model district for Mississippi. I believe we need new standards in government. You can't spell standards without Stan. Stan Copeland for Senate, District 32, November 2nd. Let's multiply, not divide.
Paid political, paid for by Stan Copeland.
Jeremy Barnacastle says, good morning to everyone. As we go back and take a look at, you don't see TV shows about this anymore. As a youngster, you used to see this, and they made them American heroes. Well, this guy has a birthday today, and I hadn't seen a movie about him in quite some time. Daniel Boone was born on this day, 1734. That's been quite a while ago. But that was a big TV show during the 60s there. Also, it was the day in history that really set what would become of America. This guy could have, they asked him to be pretty much like a king, and he turned it down. He goes home, he says his farewells to all of his officers, and they said that it was quite a teary moment when General George Washington resigned and went back to Mount Vernon. A few months later, they would call him and ask him to run for president of the United States. Interesting there. Let's see. The spruce, you ever heard of that?
I have not.
The spruce goose. He built it. They spent $45 million on this thing. Howard Hughes. He was produced movies and then went on to start Hughes Aviation. And he built this plane that they commissioned him to do. $45 million, and the war was over after it was finally completed. They did take one flight in it, and it did get off the ground.
Okay.
You can go visit it in a museum now. Let's see. Also, this was Trump was compared to this in that first election when they kept saying that Hillary would win. This was it. Truman defeated him. The headline read otherwise. Dewey defeats Truman. Actually, Truman won. They had already printed the newspaper, knew he was going to lose, and history was forever changed.
Don't count your chickens.
That's right. This guy's name I wouldn't recognize, but he's having a birthday. David Schwimmer, is that how you say that?
Schwimmer.
Yeah. Remember him from Friends?
Yes. Ross.
So who's your favorite character off Friends?
I like Jennifer Aniston's character, Rachel. But I like all of them. I mean,
Then there was Flower Child Girl that I never know her name. That was just Phoebe, who couldn't sing, but bless her heart, she tried.
Yeah. She was funny, though. But, they're supposed to have a reunion. Maybe they've already had it. I don't know. But I don't know if they were going to do a show or if they were just going to get together and talk. I don't know. But the one that played Chandler.
He got problems.
He is really changed, I guess you'd say. So I don't know if he's got some issues going on. But
he's been in and out of rehab a lot.
Yeah. But anyway, I love the show. I still watch reruns of it all the time.
And who couldn't like Joey? Come on. Joey is that guy next door.
Yeah. He was funny.
1983, you woke up, and this was being released and shipped out, and it would turn out to be one of the biggest things that ever hit America when it come to music. Michael Jackson's Thriller album was released on this date. And he looked a lot different in a few years after that.
That Thriller video.
Yeah. Back in 2007, they started doing a festival in Starkville, Mississippi. It was based upon something that happened in 1965 when the handcuffs were put on Johnny Cash for picking flowers in Starkville. He even wrote a song about it, and it's got a marker there now. I'm not sure if the festival still goes on or not, but Johnny Cash cuffed and stuffed over some flowers.
Goodness. That'd be bad.
Well, Johnny did have some problems in other places with motels back when he used to drink before he got saved. He might have torn up a motel room or two.
Yeah.
Whoops.
But you get, jailed for picking some flowers. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a little cop there that was ready to enforce the law by all means there.
Yes.
Don't be bringing that stuff up here to these teenagers and swinging and dancing like that. Anyway, that was Starkville, Mississippi. So that went on there. Let's see some other things that are happening across America today. Firefighters, all of this still going on as we look at the numbers. When we get into there, we've got 2,300 firefighters that did not show up or have been sent home. Maybe that's a better way to word it. And we've got 5,000 of New York's finest, the police department, that are not on duty today. So that's 7,300 people roughly?
Yeah. And I was listening to one of the firefighters on the radio yesterday talking. They had him interviewing him. And he was saying that, what kind of people would we be if we bent or even broke with this? We're supposed to be tough guys, and we're standing our ground. And so, they are going to stand their ground, The bad thing is a lot of people are going to suffer, for it, but they should not be mandating this. It just shouldn't be,
We go from one coast of America over here on the East Coast. We go all the way to the West Coast to California. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's warns that if they enforce this, basically public safety is going to be at risk because it will be a mass exodus of police officers.
Well, I think he's the one that is not enforcing it, correct?
Correct.
Right. Yeah, because he said that, he has people who, it would take forever to replace the people that he has.
Well, you take our town, for example.
Well, he said, people who have got all this experience, like detectives, and they've worked on all this, like homicide detectives and stuff like that. He was saying that it would take forever. Yeah, but you said even locally.
Well, we're down to 26 that can arrest, and you have to hire somebody that's never been a cop. They've got to go to the academy.
Right.
That takes months of training, and then they're still green when they get there. I'm not running them down. It's just they don't have the experience and know what to expect. There's things that you think about your job that you do. No one could walk in tomorrow morning that is brand new, never done it, and pick it up and know the things that you do.
Right.
And that follows with each one of these from firefighters, and they're there to train that next generation that takes over.
Yeah.
Training day.
But we appreciate everybody who does it. We just,
But you just can't overnight replace these people.
Right.
They're valuable employees.
They are valuable. from the first responders, like healthcare workers, cops, firefighters, everybody. Any and everybody who wants to work. To me, you're valuable.
Let's talk about what happened yesterday. The accident that happened, I don't know, what was that, 1:30, 2 o'clock, where an 18-wheeler turned over on the on-ramp, exit 150 there coming from the airport. The truck was taking a left-hand turn onto the on-ramp, and the weight shifted probably, I don't know this, most likely by looking at it, was going a little fast, and the weight shifted in the trailer and made it flip over. Goodness. It was up until right at 6:30 this morning before cleanup was finished and that opened back up. So those guys worked all night long cleaning. I think it had hydrogen peroxide in it, and it had to be treated as a chemical
hazardous type stuff. Yeah.
So a lot of work went into that. Big thank you to all those that got that safely back going.
Yes.
Boy, you just don't think about that. And, watch that with SUVs. Never, even, 18-wheelers, campers. You cannot take curves too quick. They're top heavy.
Right. It's scary. Scary to watch,
Yeah.
But,
as we get into this next story that I saw, this comes to us from Oklahoma. This guy's been in jail for 21 years, and the parole board, he was set to be executed. The parole board has voted 3-1 to change it to life in prison with a chance of parole. There was one lone guy that said, I don't believe in this. He said, to believe Mr. Jones' theory of the case, and that's the guy that actually committed the crime, you would have to disbelieve every other piece of evidence in this case involving testimony from all the law enforcement officers, the independent witnesses, the physical evidence that was on hand with this, and the others have voted to turn him free. The family's not happy about it. He murdered a gentleman in his driveway, shot him years ago, 3 years ago.
Right.
And most likely is going to be turned out with that vote. How do you feel about that?
I just think.
The gentleman in his driveway didn't have a panel get to vote whether he got to
Right.
stay here or not.
Right.
Murder is murder.
It is. I mean, you know, people make mistakes, but that's something that you think about. You think about it before you go do it. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, that's a
Meditated type.
premeditated type thing. You know, you go to rob somebody, you know. I don't know.
Are you up to date on this next headline that I've got in your face? Because if this were to happen, we all better get us some suitcases, because this would be, I don't know how it would work. It'd be awful. Mm-hmm. But there's more and more talk about it. I honestly, my gut says she wouldn't have a chance. This Meghan Markle wants to run for president of the United States. Now, there can't be enough people that would support that, could it?
Yeah.
Could it? Is that out there? Oh, if you agree with me, make sure that you vote in the next election, because if you sit at home and go, that can't happen, it can. I don't know anything about her beliefs, but from what I watch, what she does in her own life, it's nothing that I believe in. Mm-hmm. That almost makes you speechless.
I don't know. I think it was crazy when she accused the royal family of all the stuff she accused them of, and I don't know. I think she's caused a lot of chaos.
She has.
You know.
So
I think she's a pot stirrer. We don't need any more pot stirrers.
I thought you was going to say a smoker there for a minute. I was going to say, how do you know that?
No, she stirs the pot
like
a
old witch.
Yeah.
Got that big handle.
And I think we got enough of those in this country right now.
We do.
You know.
Don't forget, coming up this weekend, a couple of things. Jimmy Rogers is going to be taken to it Saturday, November the 6th for the competitive bike race. Mm-hmm. They'll have a musician set up between here and Philadelphia. It's a bike race back to Meridian.
Okay.
So make sure that you're downtown Meridian to welcome them back, all those riders. They're going to be competing in that. Let's see, on November the 9th at Dumont Plaza, we've got this also coming up, November Night Out with the boys and girls. Let's see, at Dumont Plaza, 5 to 8, food trucks, games, activities. It's all going to be happening there, so I hope you can make it out.
That's right, and that's with the Boys and Girls Club of East Mississippi.
That's a good cause. I hope you can make it out for that. And before long, we're going to be talking about Christmas lights and all the Christmas singings that you can go to.
Well, Christmas is already out everywhere in the stores. They've already got they've already got all the decorations and everything out for sale, and people are talking about getting their houses decorated up. I have a friend that she's fully decorated by Thanksgiving. You know, at Thanksgiving they have Christmas decorations up already. So, yeah.
As we talked about the weekend, let me show you a sneak peek here of what's coming up weather-wise this weekend, so you're prepared to. If you're cold-natured, go ahead and drag your blankets out, because here's what we've got. As today, we'll get that high of about 66, 46 tonight. But after this rain goes through on Thursday, 38 Friday night, 38 Saturday night, and Sunday, 39 degrees. So we got chilly weather at nighttime on the way.
Yeah, so if you haven't turned on your heat yet, chances are you'll be turning it on in the next day or so.
Do that during the daytime too, so you're not so you can air your house out.
Right.
Crack a window because it smells.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. It's a scary feeling when you turn that heat on for the first time and it smells like your house is burning down. And I mean, it can be, you know, it would not be a bad idea to open that up, and if there's any kind of loose dust and dirt stuff, vacuum it out with a hose vacuum, you know.
And changing your filter really helps too. Mm-hmm. And this is just food for thought, because I don't think a lot of people realize. You ever got in your car and you turn the heat or the air conditioner on, there's a smell?
Yeah.
Behind that dash, and most of the time it's behind the glove box, is another filter that your air conditioner and your heat blows through. And every few months you're supposed to change that out, and it gives you a better smell in your car.
You know, I never knew that either until Kurt, my husband, said that he found that one day. I think he just kind of come about that. You know, he was looking for something, I don't know, and pulled it out. But yeah, there is a thing that you can pull that out and say. If I'm not mistaken, too, like on your home units, I think Sanders will come and do a cleaning of it also.
They'll do that for you.
Sanders Gas, so check with them.
They'll help you a bunch there. And speaking of gas, if yours is low, see Sanders for that as well.
Right, or a generator. You need a generator, the Generac.
As we turn to talk about things like that you need things like this for, we're moving into November, which is another round of tornadic season in the South. It happens. We're going to be getting bad weather. It always does. We turn to our friends at the Precast Group to talk about a storm shelter. If you don't have one of these, see them. Talk to them. Give them a call. You can even drive out, and they'll show you this on 145 South of the units and look at them in person. You know, it's one thing to see a picture of it, but seeing it in person is totally different. They'll deliver it out. They can bolt these to your foundation. They can set them up outside solid steel doors, and they have to test all of this. This is just not something they built. It has to be taken to Texas to the Tornado Institute, and they throw everything in the world at them to make sure that it can withstand a tornado.
Right.
That will be there.
And and you can put it in your home as you're building your home.
That's
like
right.
Scotty Ray said, they can bolt it to the foundation. I have seen people also put them in their garage after they've built their homes, and it's years later, and they just want to get one.
Yeah.
They've put them in their garage.
Set it out back. You can do it any way you want. In the ground. Here's another example of this. Looks great there. You can go in it, see it. It's all going to happen there. The Precast Group. Be protected. Have peace of mind when it comes to bad weather when it breaks out in the middle of the night. That's the Precast Group here in Meridian, 482-0003.
I'm Richard Schwartz. If you've been in an auto accident, don't hesitate to call for legal help. Remember, the first 10 days following an accident are crucial. I am Richard Schwartz, and I'm here to help you.
Call Richard Schwartz today.
Hello, my name is Stan Copeland. I'm asking for your consideration to be elected as state senator for District 32. I'm a hard-working, God-fearing man with conservative values that wants to make District 32 a model district for Mississippi. I believe we need new standards in government. You can't spell standards without Stan. Stan Copeland for Senate, District 32, November 2nd. Let's multiply, not divide.
Paid political, paid for by Stan Copeland.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we head toward the top of the hour here. Another 10 minutes left before we have to depart you, so we won't scare you too bad this morning.
It's flown by again.
They're the fastest hour around. I don't know how it happens, but it does. It just whoop, and it's all over.
I know.
Let's see here some other things that are stirring today. Let me see. Locally, again, we want to remind you about voting because that is open. We want you to do that. Polls are open until 7 p.m. tonight.
Right.
Make sure you can only vote once.
And if you just popped on the show, not everybody does vote today, but if your precinct, if you think it's your day to vote, just go to the page and we have a list of precincts that are voting today.
Right. New York City, I bring this up because, you know, there's a lot of, you've heard of the TV shows, the Witness Protection Program. Well, it doesn't always work out when you testify against the bad guys. A guy that may have sold drugs once or twice in his life testified against the other bad guys. He went in the Witness Protection Program. They found him over the weekend. He didn't come out too well in that. He was killed in a shootout. So,
Goodness.
Never play with friends that are in the mafia is what I'm telling you. Drug dealers. It's just not good for you.
I know.
Any shape, form, or way.
Right. That would be a scary thing, though. But a lot of times people do not speak out because they are in fear of their life or fear of their family's life or whatever. But
what was the show that Arnold Schwarzenegger was in that had that former Miss America? Was it Eraser? Eraser? Great show. But that's what he done was he put people in the Witness Protection Program. Great show.
There was wasn't there a movie called The Juror too?
I think so.
That you know, somebody went after one of the jurors, you know. That's always a scary thing too. And there was a case not long ago where the judge was it the judge that was gonna give everybody's name that was on the jury and like a high profile thing. So
that happens out there.
Which I don't understand why you would do that.
This right here, because you think about this, you wake up in the middle of the night, you got a pain, you go to the emergency room, and I think every one of us that is watching has been to an emergency room. You sit there 3 hours.
Forever.
And then you go, we took Dylan one night who had a stomach pain, and about 4.5 hours into it, he goes, you know, I think I'm over whatever it was.
Yeah.
So we come home.
But then you've been exposed to all kind of other stuff while you're sitting there.
Here's another woman. She went and she spent, I want to say it was 6 hours. She gives up, goes home. She gets a bill for $700, and they never saw her.
I've heard of that because they sign you in, I guess, and then,
And they're calling it a visiting fee. It's in Georgia where this happened. And she's irate over it, and I don't blame her.
Right. Yeah, I would be irate too.
So there you go. That happened. She said, Connie said Harrison Ford was the juror.
Okay.
3 hours, Tammy Godwin says, is a short stay at an emergency room. I really got to be in some pain before I go now.
Yeah. But that's awful if you are in major pain to sit there that long. But, you know, I'm sure there's probably a lot of instances where they're shorthanded also. And if a wreck comes in, you're just kind of put on the back burner if it's a major wreck. So, and
Heart attack,
understandable, you know.
But it makes you wonder why hospitals don't budget for a larger staff in one of the busiest places there is, and that's the emergency room.
Yeah. I wonder really now how it is, because as we know that there's some hospitals who are letting people go because they haven't had their vaccinations also.
Right.
So they're losing healthcare workers along with all these other people there.
Here's a headline that I'm not I don't know whether I believe this. There's a lot of things that come out. Now, I'll say this before I say his name. He's been a flip-flopper through the years. Before Trump come along, he was against Trump, even after he got elected. And then he saw how powerful Trump was and flipped. But the headline, and again, I'm not sure I believe this. This is just out there. It says Lindsey Graham, and we're talking about the Capitol, on January the 6th, told the police to shoot rioters who breached the Capitol on January the 6th to take back the Senate. So he told them to shoot them. Now, I do remember after all of that, I remember him standing up when they had a hearing of some kind, and he was real, like, blunt and ugly about something he said. I can't remember exactly what he said, though. So, I mean, I don't know. He could have said it.
Who knows?
But that is the headline, that he did say that. They had no reason going in there. They should not have ever gone in that Capitol.
Right. Yeah, they shouldn't have. But, you know, I know Tucker I can never say his name without getting tongue-tied. Tucker Carlson has some kind of a thing on this week that it's telling about the January 6th thing.
Goes into detail?
Supposedly they have other, you know, facts about it, the way it happened and things that were involved that we don't all know about. So, you know, that's this week.
Yeah, I'd like to know more about that. It's worth watching.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's just on Fox Nation. I saw somewhere where it was on Fox Nation. But he was on Fox News last night on his show, and he mentioned it. So maybe you can only watch it on Fox Nation. So if you have that, check it out.
Yeah, I ain't got that.
Right.
Yeah, because you know why?
You have to pay extra for that.
There you go. That's why I don't have it.
Yeah. You have to pay extra for it. But.
Yeah, I don't know. If they'd done a better job on the other, I would consider it.
Right.
But I don't know. After all that shake-up there, it's been a little bit different for me. Yeah. As we turn to talk about our friends at Godwin Cleaning Services, we want to make this clear because the holidays are coming. We've got Thanksgiving, and if you need your sidewalks, your porches cleaned, talk to them. Get in line, get your stuff cleaned up. They'll come, take care of it, make it look great. And then on top of that, you've got New Year's Eve. Got to have it ready for that.
That's right. So don't just throw it out and get a new one. If you can get it cleaned, check them out, because they can get it and make it look like new.
There you go. All of these, as you walk under this, if you've got a porch that needs a cleaning like that, if your brick needs cleaning, maybe you got some vinyl siding at your home, do that. Right. And as you don't have to wait to spring to get everything cleaned, have it done for the holidays. Metal buildings, they look great. They look new again after they take care of this. And again, your roofs can be done. That's from asphalt, slate, shingle roofs. Put it back to the way it was when the house was built. And most people, like you and I, didn't even know that you could clean roofs.
I've seen a lot of people just replace their roof because of this. Yeah, but they can make it look brand new. See them there. Restore the look of your roof. Quick, easy. It's all done. Your rock to your brick. They do all of this for you there at Godwin Cleaning Services, 253-8262. Get your name on the list there to get everything done and cleaned in no time at all, so you'll be ready for this holiday season. Again, that's Godwin Cleaning Services in Meridian at 253-8262. See them today, and they'll help you out there. Let's see, we're coming up on a couple of minutes before the top of the hour. We want to remind you about voting. I know I've brought it up a couple of times, but you just really can't stress enough about voting and making sure that you get out there and do this. Right. Let's see here. That little Greta girl, she's grown up to be 18 years old. Remember her, the activist who almost sounded like she was crying? She's grew up and using ugly words now. Oh. And she's still trying to get people to climate change and blame. She's a mess. That's one of the headlines that's across the nation today.
So she's jumped on that bandwagon.
She has.
Okay.
ISIS has attacked a hospital, just to keep you up to date on that. 19 people were killed in Afghanistan. Can you imagine being in a hospital being attacked? Nowhere you can go. You're pretty much stuck in a bed. Let us say thank you again for joining us today.
Yes, thank you so much. It's always a joy getting to see your comments and to be here. Just to be here is a blessing. So.
We'll be back tomorrow morning beginning at 8. Thank y'all so much. We'll see you soon.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by